Welcome, my friends, to Italia, as we continue our Let's Play as the Duce himself against the world. So, guys, as some of you know, in the last episodes, we are actually trying to move towards democracy. I know this seems crazy to some people, but we're actually trying to get the country to go democratic, to basically turn away from the Germans if we can. I don't know entirely if that's going to be possible, but we're going to do our best. In this Let's Play, I want to make sure that Italy survives. I want to make sure that the people of the country do well and that we are on the winning side at the end of the war. So here we go. We need more civilian factories. I'm going to drop some over here in the east. I have no idea why we don't have any in the Abruzzo region, so I'm going to put one here in Abruzzo and in Emilia Romagna. I'm also going to take a look at our recruit and deploy, because I think, yes, we can deploy our units now. Now, we still have more units we have to build, of course, but it's good to see that some of them are being deployed now. I'm also going to edit our Infanteria Alpina. We've already got some pretty neat stuff here. I didn't actually want to give them a desert support unit. Let's give them a motorcycle recon company. Cavalry recon company, and some heavy artillery. Over here, I'm going to also try to give them mountain artillery. Remember, this is an Alpine division, so they're mostly going to be in the mountains. This is why I'm not going to get any actual, how should I put this, tank units for them or anything like that. They're not going to need tank units where they're going. So we're going to go ahead. We're saving them. Yes, very good. And I'm going to go ahead and actually train some of these. And I'm going to drop them in Tuscany over here. Actually, we already have one unit in Tuscany. Let's switch them to Abruzzo. Not many people in Abruzzo have jobs, because we know that there are hardly any factories in Abruzzo. So hopefully the people there will be willing to fight. And eventually here we will get two armies going. I'm going to start moving some of these units over to the left. That's where we want our first army, kind of on the border with France. I'm not entirely sure France is going to bother us, but it's always good to be prepared. And free dockyards, I thought we had convoys, but we don't. So we're going to grab some of the convoy ships. It's about time. We'll try to get it up. Nice. Okay, it looks like Franco is winning the war, of course, which is pretty awesome. We want Franco to win. Sadly, we can't side with the Republicans. It's going to complicate things. I'm going to go ahead and get that second general, Ugo Cavallero. And we're going to set up a front line right here. This is a pretty short front line, so I hope the guys can deal with it. Sometimes if you have too many troops in a front line area, they're not all going to get supplied. But I think here we'll be just fine. We're very close to the home territory. And let's see if we can maybe send some troops over to Franco. We tried to do it before and we weren't able to. We could start Lend-Lease. And send them some equipment. We've got some L3s in storage. Let's send them some L3 tanks. We'll give them 20 L3 tanks and maybe a few Breda BA-65s. I don't want to give them that many. There we go, guys. So we basically helped them towards the end of the war, but I hope that this material will show them that we are on their side and that they want to cooperate with us at the end of this conflict. See, almost befriend Bulgaria. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go to war with Albania if we want to get Italy first. So I'm going to go for Albanian occupation. They're going to get an ultimatum from us, and then we may have to actually go to war with them. So I'm actually going to grab this group right here. 7 divisions. It's really not a lot, but I'm going to move them down here. I think that 7 divisions may be sufficient to take Albania down. And eventually we would start a naval invasion if we had to. Although I really hope it doesn't come to that. In fact, we want them here. Alright, so Bulgaria is asking for a non-aggression treaty. I'm going to accept it. Once again, we're trying to make friends with Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, and Romania. We really do want to be on good terms with these guys, so we're going to try that. And once we get Albanian occupation, I'm hoping that Albania will just accept occupation without having to go to war. I doubt that's going to occur. But if they do that, it's going to be a lot easier for us to take over this area. And I'm definitely going to get these ships, the Italian Navy, to hang out over here in the Adriatic Sea, because if we attack, obviously, we're going to be able to defend from any sort of naval attacks on our transport fleets, and I think that will actually increase the speed of the invasion. What about a few more troops? I'd like some troops in the south. Let's get some División Coloniale, colonial divisions. They don't have a lot of support, so I'm going to try to add some motorized support. We'll even give them some MPs. We can't give them much now, so I'm actually going to wait a little bit on this. And let's train some CCNN divisions. Once again, they need some help too. So we're just going to keep the divisions we have now. And okay, Germany's asking us for the anti-Comintern pact. Now again, this is basically a pact suggesting that communism is a great danger, and that if they get attacked or we get attacked, we need to be able to defend each other. I don't want to be as good friends with Germany that we're going to automatically come to their aid if something happens, so I'm refusing. And this is going to lower their opinion of us by about 50, which is pretty significant. As you can imagine, they're not going to be happy. And as you could take a look over here, they're already at minus 40. Is their opinion of Italy. They really don't like us because of a rejection of the anti-Comintern pact. We like them a little bit more, but overall, we're not joining that faction. We could ask at any point, but it's just not going to happen. And here we want to ask to join faction, but the world tension has got to change significantly before they allow us to do that. Okay, Albania yields. The Albanian authorities have agreed to our demands, and King Zog has been forced to abdicate. From now on until the end of time, Albania shall be Italian. Glorious, guys. We didn't even have to do anything. Zog submits to Italy. Basically, the government just dismantled right away, and now we've got some wonderful territory in Albania here. I'm going to go to the national focus, and I'm hoping we can do Italy first, guys. This, of course, makes it possible. We play second fiddle to Hitler. We must heed the lessons of the Roman Empire. Teutonic interference in Italian affairs never ends well. So we are going to try to create the Italian super-state. This may not be a great idea. I said that we were going to go democratic. I think I lied a little bit. Just a little bit. We might want to get rid of that minister. But this is definitely an interesting way to go. There we go. We got our flamethrower squads. I'm gonna actually focus on production because we've got to increase the production level here. Radio, great idea. This will actually add to our reinforcement rate. Kind of makes sense too. Computing machine takes way too long to create. What about some even more concentrated industry? I think I'll do that. And let's get some uniform workshops to make the uniforms much faster. We always have an issue with uniforms. And we'll also do the same with tank workshops. Get these guys out. Then again, you know what? I might go for this first, the machine tools, because this is going to increase production efficiency. So I think that's really the best idea. Overall, that's going to work fairly well. Okay, we've got the Axis in the north. What is Italy going to get in the south? I really wonder. I don't even know if this was the right way to go. Maybe we should have waited to join the British. But you know what? We're going to accept this. I think we're going to accept it. I'm wondering if now we should get rid of the democratic leader. But I think I'm going to keep him there for now. The democratic reformer, I should say. Also over here, something I didn't do. I should have done this before. We're going to take Ugo Cavallero, and we're going to train with him. This will allow our men to be well-trained if they have to go into battle. We should have done this a long time ago, but it's a decent time to start. Especially since the rise of the empire is beginning. Alright, I like having this territory in Albania, and this also suggests if we have to go to war with the Greeks, we've got a perfect basing point for our attacks. Okay, there we go. Italy seeks extensive military pact. Aiming to redefine the power balance in the Mediterranean Sea, Italy has been making political overtures towards the creation of a new alliance in the region. Larger military in nature than Novus Imperium Romanum, the new Roman Empire, will, in the words of Benito Mussolini, place Italy at the center of a new world of power. That is amazing, guys. We're going to take a look here. So right now, the Novus Imperium Romanum, you can see it right there. We're going to try to see if we can get the Yugoslavs to join our faction. I don't think we can. Ooh, okay, so we need to increase world tension to get them to join our faction. Fair enough. See if the French... So this is interesting, guys. This is going to be a difficult way to move through the game. I'm definitely going to get rid of Bonomi. He's not going to be helpful at all. And let's bring forth the War Industrialist, Giacomo Acerbo. And I think this is a much better fit. And obviously we have to pick a new national focus. Going to war with the UK is not something I want. Going after France is also something that concerns me. But befriending Turkey, now that is an interesting proposal. At the same time, we really haven't focused much on our military. So, for instance, industrial effort is definitely something we want to focus on, and so is our army primacy. So I'm actually going to focus on army primacy right now. I think this will add 1 military research technology once it's completed. What else can we build? Get some anti-air guns. Alright guys, the new Roman Empire. Interesting. Not sure if this was the greatest idea, but I hope it was. Let's see if the Swiss are interested in joining. This is kind of like the club in class. No one wants to join. You know, no one wants to join the AV club. They're not interested. And right now, unfortunately, no one is interested in joining our little club. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Yugoslavia. They actually have a pretty good opinion of us, and it looks like they do want to join our faction. Over here, it looks like... Well, I don't really see... Oh, I see. It's because of that world, you know, the obviously... the world tension. Right now, the world tension is pretty low. It's only at 2%. So if that world tension doesn't increase, we're never going to be able to get others into our faction. But that's going to take a while, I think, unless Germany moves very quickly, obviously. Let's get a few more of these civilian factories as well. So it looks like, after all, Mussolini will stay in power. I think it's probably the right... Okay, guys, this is very fascinating. I didn't know that we could get to this point, but the Novus Imperium Romanum is really something that I hope works well, and we've got to do our absolute best to make it work. I think we're going to try to get Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria all on our side, maybe even Turkey if we're able to. I'm also going to modify the government here. Let's increase. We could change our conscription, but I think right now we're all right with that. Let's get a military high command officer. Infantry specialist, yes, wonderful. So Alfredo Guzzoni is going to be our infantry specialist, just in case we have to go to war with anybody. We're prepared for a fight. All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying this series in Black Ice Mod, and I hope you have some faith in the Novus Imperium Romanum. It's going to take a while to build it, but that's awesome. And actually, look at this, I didn't realize. Holy crap, guys, I just realized Bulgaria is in our Novus Imperium Romanum. That is awesome. So we actually do have the Bulgarians in our faction. It definitely makes me feel good. And now getting the Yugoslavians to join us as well, I think would be a wonderful thing. The Romanians, however, do not look like they're interested in joining. And they may have to pay for that later in many various ways. Alright, thank you for watching, guys. Take care and have an awesome, awesome day. One more selection. Befriend Greece. Actually, we'll befriend Turkey. Yes. Wonderful.